Osgood Perkins is a fascinatingly divisive director. Just like watching American celebrities try pure, unfiltered Vegemite, reactions to Perkins' films often fall into two extreme camps. His first feature film, Long Legs, was the surprise hit of last year, with Nick Cage doing what he does best, all wrapped up in a Silence of the Lambs inspired horror film. Perkins' follow-up, The Monkey, wasn't as successful, but was powered along by the holy trinity of Stephen King's name, James Wan's involvement, and the post-Long Legs spotlight. And what both films had in common was the same thing Perkins always triggers, a clean 50-50 split between this guy is a genius and this guy has no idea how stories work. And now we get to his latest film, Keepers, Perkins' attempt at the most classic of horror setups. A couple retreats to a cabin in the woods, creepy stuff happens, cue the spiraling dread. It's a tried and true narrative we've seen 100 times, but the question is, how does someone with Perkins' style handle something this familiar? Pretty much exactly how you would expect. This is an Osgood Perkins film through and through. It's stylish, intense, and narratively shallow. If you have not enjoyed Perkins' other films, he does not care. He is not here to win you back. He sticks to his stylish sensibilities, doubling down on intense subject matter and horrifying visuals, while often forgetting to make his characters either interesting or compelling. Personally, I'm still stuck in my usual Perkins position, firmly on the fence. My butt's getting sore from how long I've been here. I don't love his movies, I don't hate them either, I just kind of admire them while also being frustrated as hell by them. But I am glad his films exist, because the horror he crafts is genuinely some of the most striking stuff you'll see in a given year. And Keepers is no exception. Right from the opening frames, Keepers looks incredible. Perkins and his cinematographer transform a gorgeous natural forest into something eerie and oppressive. As cliche as it is, the cabin itself is its own character, visually striking, uncanny, and almost wrong to look at. What really impressed me was how the film never gives you a sense of spatial geography. You never understand the layout of the cabin. Rooms don't connect the way you think they should. Hallways feel like they lead nowhere. That disorientation was brilliant. It makes you subconsciously mirror the protagonist's growing unease. And then there's how the film uses the lens. Perkins shoots the hell out of this film with telephoto lenses, compressing the background right up against the characters. It makes the entire cabin look flat and claustrophobic, a visual strategy that makes even the most mundane shots in the film still feel wrong. It's beautiful but uncomfortable, which is the perfect combo deal for horror. Speaking of the horror, it was chilling to watch at times. The closest comparison I can make is to manga artist Junji Ito, with a lot of very striking, upsetting imagery and creative design that succeeds in making the audience incredibly uncomfortable. The scares were very creative and kept me on edge, delivered with a slow, fever dream-like cadence. Its unnerving visual design and slow, creeping dread worked further into the film, as it began to embrace the sheer nightmare logic. Some sequences are genuinely among the best horror moments of the year, but the film does repeat itself at points. A couple of big scares happen in the exact same location, with nearly identical staging and character reactions. It's noticeable enough to break the spell a little, and that leaves me with what didn't work with Keepers. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. The story is the weakest part of Keepers by far. The story was very predictable. You could guess where the film was going from the very start, and at no point did the film surprise me with anything other than what I was expecting story-wise. There wasn't a single time where I was left shocked by what the story was presenting, and for the most part, it doesn't present a lot. The majority of the film lingers on the mystery of what's going on, but refuses to give us any interesting clues or breadcrumbs to lead us, instead just focusing on the creepy imagery. So, when the film finally explains what's going on, It feels like a massive exposition dump. And not only was the dump confusing, it was too late for me to care. A lot of things just happen for the sake of the story, not because the character intelligently discovered it. Items appear conveniently, revelations magically manifest, and while the film tries to imply supernatural reasoning, it creates more frustrating questions rather than intriguing ones. And the characters are pretty weak. And look, I don't know what's going on with horror in 2025, but a lot of couple-centered stories are struggling to make me care about the relationship at its core. Keepers is no exception. The characters barely seem invested in each other. Their chemistry is thin, the emotional foundation of the film, which should be the thematic heart, never clicks. When the film eventually tries to tie the horror into their relationship, it feels unearned because the characters just don't feel fully realized. Like Perkins' other films, Keepers is a mixed bag, a master of none. It's not the best Cabin in the Woods horror film, it's not the best psychological breakdown film, and it's not the best supernatural mystery. But it is an Osgood Perkins film, meaning it's stylish, bold, and weird enough that I'm still glad I watched it, even if the story left me wanting more. If you're here for atmosphere and nightmare fuel, you'll get your money's worth. If you want a compelling narrative and strong character drama, there are better options this year. Personally, I'd wait until it hits either streaming or YouTube. But those are just my thoughts. Now I want to hear yours. Have you seen Keepers? What did you think of it? Let me know, and I'll see you all in the next one.